Hello, everyone. I'm just here early. We're going to be doing my Facebook Live broadcast today for personal achievement. I was going to do it at 9 o'clock, but some schedule issues have come up, so I'm doing it at 8:30. Right now, I'm just letting everybody come into the show, and I'm going to give you some explanations about what's going on. If you're on this right now and you're viewing it, it's going to be maybe about half hour, 40 minutes of your time. Hopefully less, but we'll see. I just want to get through all the material. I want to help you out with personal achievement tonight. And just want to show you something right here, Impact Magazine. That's Drew Brees. So I'm honoring Drew Brees tonight for his excellent performance in the last game and throughout the year. And he's our spokesperson since 2002 for the business I'm in. If you're interested and getting a copy and checking out that story that's right there, feel free to reach out to me at vruiz@comcast.net. I will certainly tell you how you can get that and give you a copy just for being on the broadcast this evening. So like I said, we're going to talk about an expert that I read. I was looking at different things about personal achievement because I love that topic. I always help people to improve their lives. Just to give you guys a little bit about me. I've been in the martial arts for over 40 years. I also taught martial arts since I was age 11, so you can do the math, a little over 30 years of experience. I've also coached sports teams. Love to do that. Softball, soccer. And right now, currently, I work at a jail, and I help people with mental health and substance abuse problems, and I run groups. And there's a lot of issues about personal achievement. A lot of people that are incarcerated become what's called institutionalized, just like a person has a mental health condition. They become institutionalized, and their ability to feel that they can achieve anything is lessened because of that sense of institutionalization. So tonight, I want to talk to you about something that is, really dear to my heart, and that's personal achievement. If there's time, I'm going to give you a little bit about myself and some of the ability to have successes in my life and failures and what I did to do so. There is something I do want to tell you before I get into the 17 principles I'm going to be talking to you about tonight, and that is, first thing is strong mindset. You have to have a definitive plan. Without a definitive plan, you have no direction. You also have to be able to be coachable, as they say. You have to be able to be aware of that there's somebody else out there that knows more than you. So I don't know everything, and I'm sure you don't either. So hopefully you're here to gather some information that may help you right now on something, a project that you're trying to do and try to accomplish. I'm trying to accomplish a lot of things. One of the things I do want to do is I want to leave a legacy behind when I leave this earth, that I've impacted as many people as I could while I was here. That's my whole story. I want to do that. I want to leave this earth knowing that I've done a lot of good in the world rather than harm. I've seen both sides of the equation. Like I said to you, I worked in a jail. I see all kinds of things. There's a lot of people out there that are in jails right now that don't want to do bad. And then there's ones that still will do bad, but that's because they may be lost right now and don't have a direction. They also may not have faith in God or faith in some higher power. Who knows? But anyway, there is this feeling that you need to have more. So I want to give you this quote that I created a long time ago. You might have seen it on some of my posts on social media. And that is, all of us, you were born to shape the world. That's right. You sitting right there, possibly watching me right now, you were born to shape the world. The only problem is you don't know why you're here or what your purpose is. But when you start to find out what your purpose is, life becomes even that much more greater and that much more complete. I think personally, whether I'm right or wrong, I don't know, but everything I do in my life seems to be of a healing nature. If I look at the track history of my life and all the things that I've done, there's people that tell me I impacted their life. I had no idea. At work, there's people that leave the jail and see me coming in and out of that place and say, Vic, man, you touched my life. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for believing in me. Well, somebody else did not. So just the biggest lesson I want to give everybody before we get started is you can impact the world. You really can, by just being your authentic self. You are a unique individual, but once you tap into that, then things will start to change. All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to this broadcast, and thank you for being here. I know everybody has a busy schedule and things to do. You could be with your family right now, but you're taking some time to spend with me. So I'm going to get right to it. Like I said to you, I promised you 8:30, and I'm promising you 17 principles from an expert that I studied. And I'm going to tell you who that is later in the broadcast. And you'll see that that person has made more than one great book and great philosophy of things. So let's get started. The first principle, you may want to jot it down, but I also want to say before I keep going is thank you to all my live viewers right now. Right now it's Earl, Debbie, and Steve. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate you right there. Thank you, the love you got there. Thanks. But I want to tell you that I also want to thank the replay viewers that will see this on the second time. So right now, if you're here, feel free to like, share, and comment to your friends and family. They may get some value as well. All right, so let's get started. The first one is definitive of purpose. That's right, definiteness of purpose. That's spelled DEFINITENESS of purpose. Now, what that says is that it's the starting point of all achievement. Without a purpose and a plan, people drift aimlessly through life. Remember, we need direction in our life. People are in need of leaders. So if you're a leader, you need to lead people. If you're a follower, maybe you can become a leader, but maybe you need to be followed first and then become a stronger leader later. Once you know what you're doing, then you too can become a leader like someone you know. Now, lesson number 2. This is principle number 2. It's called the Mastermind Alliance. One more time, Mastermind Alliance. And this says that it consists of 2 or more minds working together. So people working together as a team. There's no I in team, but the bunch of eyes together make that wonderful team. Everybody you're going to see tomorrow, the football, the Eagles. Yeah, the Eagles, right? I'm a Giants fan, but I'm rooting for them too. Hey, Vikings are out there. They're a good team too. But you know what? Collectively, those guys coming together, it's not just offense and defense. It's the whole unit together, special teams, the coaches, everybody involved, okay, makes a difference in the outcome of that game. So in football, it's a matter of position, where you are in the field and how much time you have the ball. The person who has the ball last sometimes can win. So you want to have that possession of time in the game. So it says here that people working in harmony for the attainment of a common goal or good and becomes a definitive objective. Success does not come without the cooperation of others. Let me say that one more time. Success does not come without the cooperation of others. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Number 3 is called applied faith. And faith is a state of mind through which your aims, desires, plans, and purpose may be translated into physical or financial equivalent. Now, let's go to number 4. Number 4 says going the extra mile. When you or someone else you know goes the extra mile for you or you do it for somebody else, the law of compensation comes into play. Let me say that one more time. When you go the extra mile, either you or someone else does it for you, the law of compensation comes into play. So going the extra mile is the action that brings about more and better services that for which you are presently paid. When you go the extra mile, the law of compensation comes into play. We get rewarded for how much love we give out there, folks. So the more you give, it's true, the more you receive. If I do more, I get more. Jim Rohn says that. I don't know if you ever heard of Jim Rohn. He's an excellent businessman. He's no longer with us. He died many years ago, but he's an awesome entrepreneur. He has a tremendous amount of insight. I hope you get a chance to check him out. Check him out, Jim Rohn. Excellent man. He said that the more I give to people, the more I receive. The wealth I receive by how much I give to someone else. And he was an entrepreneur and millionaire before he died. So, but he was a millionaire of the people, not just money. Okay, number 5, pleasing personality. How many of you have a pleasing personality? No, everybody does. All right, so personality is the sum total of one's mental, spiritual, and physical traits and habits that distinguish one person from all other people. It is the factor that determines whether one person is liked or disliked by others. Hope everybody got that. All right, number 6, personal initiative. Now, personal initiative is the power that inspires the completion. It inspires the completion of one which begins It is the power that starts all actions towards that success. So no person is free until he learns to do his own thinking and gains the courage to act on his own. That's number 6. We're shooting right next to the next one, guys. Everybody, hope everybody's doing well tonight. Number 7 principle, positive mental attitude. How different is it, folks, when your leader, your boss, your coach, anyone that has authority over you, when the policeman, or anyone out there has a good positive mental attitude, you are going to react a little differently, and it makes your experience with that person a lot better. So positive mental attitude is the right mental attitude in all circumstances. Success attracts more success, while failure attracts more failure. Simple, right? But deep. Success attracts more success, while failure attracts more failure. This is why your attitude is everything. I have a different attitude when I go to work. I leave home, I leave at home. When I come into work, work is all work, nothing else. I try not to bring my family into anything. So I'm focused on what I'm supposed to do. If I'm working with an inmate, I'm working with an inmate. That is it. If I'm working with an officer, I'm working with the officer and trying to help him out to make his job easier. That's my goal, is to make that officer and his job or her job a lot easier. If anything I could do to help them, that makes it easier, right? All right, number 8, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is faith in action. It is the intense emotion known as the burning desire. You have to have a sense of urgency. I need to do this now, and if I don't do it now, it's never going to get done. So think about personal achievement as getting very personal. You got to get very honest, but you have to have a lot of urgency. You got to have that strong commitment. I got to do this because there is a purpose-driven action behind it. If I do this, my life is better. Other people's lives are better. When I come with a better attitude at work than I did yesterday, everything becomes better. The other day I was in a great mood. Oh my God, my whole day went absolutely, better than I could ever imagine, right? I mean, unfortunately, I had to deal with an inmate that had a very sad situation, so that brought me down again. He was telling me about his sister dying of cancer at age 20. That really, I'm dealing with somebody with cancer right now. God bless him. I hope everybody out there, I wish all prayers for you if you're dealing with a loved one like I am with cancer or some other ailment. I wish nothing but love and prayers to all of you there listening. All right, so let me go back to that. So it's a burning desire. So it comes from within. It's our internal mental conceptualization of what's going on. It radiates outwardly into the expression of your voice and your countenance, which means it's in your movements. What you say becomes what you do, not just a saying. So it's like you like people that do what they say, not just say and try to do. So you listen to people when they say, I'm going to be there at 8 o'clock, and they actually show up, then you have a little bit more trust in that person. But you say, I'll be there at 8 o'clock, and then they don't show up or they never call or do anything like that. That's not good. So that's not going to help. So it's good to be on time, get up early, and leave late, right? That's what success people do. Now, I want to give you another quote while you're listening. And this is by Todd Falcone. You might have seen it on my post today on my wall. And it's perception is projection. It goes what we just said. So if I project negativity out there, guess what? That's what's going to come back to me. But if I project into the world positivity and I look to do something good for the environment, that will come back to me. But the thing is, it may not come back to you when you want it to come. It's going to come maybe 5 months later, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes. Sometimes we don't even know when it's coming. But you know what? It may come at the best time of your life, but you think it's never going to come, but it will. It will come to you. All right. So the next one is number 9, and that is self-discipline. So if you don't control your thoughts, you cannot control your needs. Let me say it one more time. If you do not control your thoughts, you cannot control your needs. Self-discipline begins with the mastery of the thought. What is our mind saying to ourselves? What's our internal voice saying? Not saying you have some kind of mental health condition, but you have an inner voice, a motivating voice that says, I want to do this. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to do it, blah, blah, blah. And you just do it, right? You don't want to be impulsive, but you want to be controlled. So it says, if you do not control your thoughts, you cannot control your needs. Self-discipline calls out for you to balance your emotions in your heart with the reasoning faculty of your head. So what they're saying is, if you think with your heart, it could cloud things up a little bit. You may not be as reasonable as you should be. So be careful of that. Now, number 10, accurate thinking. The power of thoughts is the most dangerous or the most beneficial power available to all of us, depending on its use. So how you use your power of your mind makes all it to be a benefit or a detriment. So we got to be careful of how it's more of like we have to be involved in precision. So we have to know exactly what our thoughts are and get in tune with it. Be aware, be attentive of where your thoughts are. If you're not doing well, then you shouldn't do it, right? So last night, I wasn't in a good state of mind. That's the reason why, hence, I'm doing this today rather than yesterday. I just wasn't myself, and I didn't think it was fair to all of you to listen to me, where my energy level wouldn't be where it's supposed to be. So I used my thoughts there, and I used it in a way that would be beneficial. You wouldn't have had the best me coming out yesterday, but today I hope you feel that I'm giving you some value. So we're at the 10 principle mark, right? And we said accurate thinking. It's the power of thought, and it's the most dangerous part and the most beneficial part of all of us, right? When we're going through personal achievement of success. So right now I want to tell you who this person was, this mysterious person that you might be sitting there saying, who the heck is this person that wrote these 17 principles that I'm actually listening to right now at 8:45 in the night on a Saturday. And what day is today? Saturday, the 20th of January, 2018. Wow. So today's discussion is about a wonderful man called Napoleon Hill. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of him. Maybe you have if you're in network marketing, you have a business career going on, or you did some business classes, or you're just a connoisseur of great people and great minds of this world. That's a person that created a book called Think and Grow Rich. I don't know if you ever heard of that. Type in the comments section if you ever heard of this man, Napoleon Hill. Say yes or no if you ever heard of Napoleon Hill. And also tell me if you ever read Think and Grow Rich like I have, and have ever heard of what I'm talking about today, the 17 Principles of Success by Napoleon Hill. It's a must-have. Okay. Also, I want to tell you that I did this on my Blog Talk radio program. It's episode 38, which can be found on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or if you go to blogtalkradio.com/Getting Healthy Today, and you follow that channel, you will get all the episodes that I have, 44 episodes. Today I did a wonderful tribute to all the people that unfortunately suffer anorexia nervosa or bulimia. I've worked with people with this condition. It's horrific in what it does to people and how it takes a lot of toll emotionally, psychologically on the families, on the person. It's very complicated. But check it out today. I did that this morning. I do it every week on a Saturday. But the important thing here is you definitely can get what I'm talking about today on the audio version, so you can listen to it, whatever, on your MP3 player or anywhere else. All right, so let's go to number 11. We're almost done, and then we'll ask for any questions or anything you have. Okay, so number 11, controlled attention leads to mastery. That's right. In any type of human endeavor that we go after, because it helps us or enables us to focus on the powers of the mind upon the attainment or the delivery of a definite objective, and to keep it so directed at will. All right. Number 12 principle is teamwork. Teamwork is the cooperation and harmony that is willing and voluntarily and free. Whenever the spirit of teamwork is the dominating influence in the business or industry that you may be in, success is inevitable. Harmonious cooperation with others is a priceless asset to have that you can acquire and proportionate to your giving of others, or giving of yourself, or your your knowledge. Number 13 principle, adversity and defeat. Boy, I could tell you about this one. I'm going to tell you that just after I'm finished, though. Many so-called failures represent only a temporary defeat that may prove to be a blessing in disguise. Wow, I like this. Individual success usually is an exact proportion of the scope of the defeat the individual has experienced and mastered. Many so-called failures represent only a temporary defeat that may prove to be a blessing in disguise. Let me tell you a little story about myself. How many of you think that I might have failed college in my life? Say yes or no if you think, yes, I think you did fail, or I don't think you did. Probably don't even know if I did or not, right? Until I tell you, which is true, I did. I unfortunately got kicked out of college, kicked out of Kane University. I could have easily wallowed in my self-pity and said, you know what, I'm never going to make this. I'm a failure at life. I could have sat there crying or whatever. I could have just really hated myself, right? Self-loathing is the worst thing you can have. Self-doubt is the worst thing to have in life, folks. Self-doubt will eat you away, just like leeches would eat a piece of skin, right? And suck the blood out of you. That is the worst thing to have in life, is self-doubt. Well, guess what? I had the support of my family and my wonderful wife, who at that time wasn't my wife. She was my girlfriend. And she was there for me and said, you know what? Bad things happen to good people. She gave me a wonderful card. It's a beautiful card. I actually have it to this day, to believe it or not. I know you think it's kind of weird, but I think it's awesome. I kept the card and I still have it. I look at it from time to time and I can't believe I was actually there. That was probably the worst part of my life ever that I can imagine, besides other health problems I've had to go through and some other things I've had to go through. But that's one thing I had to go through that was extremely difficult, and it killed my ego that I was able to do. You know what? I became a success story after that. And I've actually taken that experience and have lifted a lot of people out of their own misery because I shared my story with somebody else. Isn't that a powerful thing? I actually shared my story of despair that I could have easily kept it to myself and say, you know, that's a shameless act to do. I'm not going to tell anybody about this. I'm just going to keep it to myself because I'm so ashamed of it and my ego can't take it. But guess what? My father said, you know what? If you can help other people doing it, do it. You know, why not? So I did it. And I've told a lot of people that if you ever get into that situation, I want you to establish a network. I've been telling people since that occasion that you need to establish a great network of people. I'm going to tell you the other part of that story. The great part of that story is I had an exceptional relationship with the faculty and staff of that college. And if I didn't have that, and plus because of my extreme involvement, I was involved in memorabilia. I was involved as a president of a council for exceptional children. It's a chapter that helps disadvantaged children and adults. And I was involved in the Spanish speaking club. I'm not going to go any further, but there's so much stuff. And I think that also helped me of getting a chance to get back into school because I had to do this whole process of appeal and get it going. And that's what happened. I did do that. So that's just a quick thing. So I was able to overcome that and did whatever I needed to do. They told me what I needed to do, write a letter, do this, do that. I did all that, and I successfully got my bachelor's degree. And then after that, I got my master's degree. So today I have a master's degree. Now I have, and of course, I've had in the last 10 years, I've had my license in alcohol drug counseling. So I am a success story, but I came from failure too. So anyone out there that thinks they're a failure, guess what? You are not a failure until you are dead. You know why? Because when you're dead, you have no way to recoup or recover from what you've just done incorrectly and make it better. So if you are still breathing, you still have a chance to correct any bad things you think you have done that can't be replaceable or repairable, which is not true. I've made many mistakes in my life, and there are times where I think I wish I would have done something different back when, but now I think about it, and I've learned a lot from it. So don't give up. Be resilient. That's my motto for all of you. Be resilient. Okay, here's the other one. Lesson 14. We're almost done, and we're going to be done soon. Creative vision. Creative vision is developed by the free and fearless use of one's imagination. It is not miraculous quality from which one is gifted or is not gifted at birth. Everyone has a creative mind. That's what I said earlier in the broadcast. You were born to shape the world. I'm a very creative person, And I love to create. I mean, I created my own salsa, which one day I hope to have on the market before I die. And I have that on my bucket list. By age 50, I'm going to have that on the market. And I'm going to do more good. I'm going to try to help as many people with that. I was actually thinking years ago to create what's called an anger management institute to help people with their anger, because of anger was such a problem. And I would be the one to help them, hopefully, with different experts I would bring in. Those are just ideas that I had. Who knows if they will come to fruition, but you know what? If you keep thinking about it, it will become. What about if Martin Luther King wasn't alive and said, you know what? What's my purpose here? What am I supposed to be doing on this earth? What if he didn't try to go after civil rights and do that for us? I personally wouldn't be in some of the situations I have, right? And some of you wouldn't be. All right, health. This is great. Sound health begins with a sound health consciousness. Just as financial success begins with a prosperity conscious. Guess what? When I have had health problems, I've been ups and downs. I've done good. I've done bad with my health. I've learned a lot from my mistakes with my health, things that I've forgotten to do. I've forgotten to take medication, this and that, things like that. We're not all perfect, but we learn from our mistakes. That's what's important. Do you learn from your mistakes? And can you get better after that? And one of the things I've done recently, since July of last year, my wife and I, we became vegan. So we're learning that new thing and getting better and better each day, and we're having an enjoyable time doing it together. And that's one thing I want to tell you, that success is great with others, like we said earlier in the broadcast. Number 16, budgeting time and money. Just remember this. Jim Rohn says this: time is more valuable than money. Remember that. Time is more valuable than money. My time is more valuable to someone, or their time is more valuable to me, so I don't like to waste people's time. 7, and it says here, time and money are precious resources, and few people striving for success ever believe they possess either one in excess. Number 17, the last but not least, habits. Developing and establishing positive habits leads us to a peace of mind, health, and financial security, that you are where you are because of your established day-to-day habits. So in your business, it's direction of your actions. So your daily modes of operation, DMO, daily actions of operation, whatever you want to call it. It's in that vein. You're basically saying what you do every day consistently and follow through will bring you success. Okay, and so it says here, what you think about you, you will become. So if you think you're garbage, or no, I'm holding my mouth. What you think you are, you will become. If you think you're a jerk, guess what? You're a jerk. Simple as that. If you think you're amazing, you're amazing. How you posture yourself, how you come across is how you come across. You don't want to be what's called arrogant. But if you think you're good, then be proud of it. There's nothing wrong with being proud of being good. Like, I'm in martial arts. I think I'm a good martial artist, but I know damn well there's other people better than me. You know, my instructors were better than me. But you know what? I became good because of them, because I was coachable at that time and I was learning. And there's so many people now that are helping me in my entrepreneurial venture. Like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be my own boss. I have a lot of different ideas that I want to do. And I'm currently working with a health and wellness company. And I'm learning from my company and from other wonderful mentors out there that are helping me become a better person. Now, I can tell you through my current venture in entrepreneurship, it's helped me to become a better man, better person, and it's enlightened me to the point where it's making me motivated more about being constantly better and better and never giving up. I could have easily given up on my business venture that I'm doing right now. When I've had some ups and downs. But you know what? I'm sticking with it because you know what I say to myself? Success is around the corner. Like I said, what if Gandhi said, you know what? I don't want to help people. If I help people, who knows if I'm going to help anybody, you know? If he had that kind of motivation, what kind of world would India be, you know, in the world? What kind of situation would not Gandhi there, how would their country be? How would we be if we didn't, like I said, if we didn't have Malcolm X, we didn't have Martin Luther King, we didn't have Mother Teresa. How about Gloria Steinem for women's rights? How about the women's right to vote? All those women that put together a coalition to say, you know what, women should have the right to vote. My wife wouldn't be able to vote for a president if she wanted to. I admire people that have that innate sense of inner strength that says, you know what, I'm going to do something good because I know it's good. I believe in that. I have a philosophy that says this is what I'm interested in doing, and I have a passion for it. So just before I leave you tonight, I want to tell you that tomorrow, I want you to check me out tomorrow on Facebook right here, where I'm going to talk about what is your passion in life and why should we know anyway? That's the title for tomorrow's broadcast. So what is your passion, and why is it that we really have to even care? Why should I care what other people's passion are, or why should people care about my passion? I'm going to tell you about what that is tomorrow. So like I said, if you're interested in learning about how you can impact people's lives, or if you want something like this magazine, let me know. Feel free to reach out to me at vruiz@comcast.net. You can follow me on blogtalkradio.com. Just look up Getting Healthy Today. You can check all my episodes. You can check this episode I did on several months ago. It's episode 38 where I did this. I want to thank all of you for your time today and your energy. Feel free to ask any questions you may have, either on here and I'll get back to you. I'll reply later on after I see the replay. Thank you so much for the replay viewers if you're watching this, and the live viewers for spending time with me today. Does anybody have any questions before I let you guys go tonight? Does anybody have any comments or anything for me? Okay. All right. So like again, thank you so much for being here. Feel free to like and share and comment this broadcast. Hopefully you know somebody that could definitely benefit from this wonderful man's work. Napoleon Hill was his name. He wrote Think and Grow Rich. Check it out at the library. Library is a great place to get that. The other thing is this was called The 17 Principles of Success. And I hope everybody has a wonderful night. And then I'm going to ask you another question. Is your best good enough? And just remember, your approach is very, very important. So how you go about going after your goals is important. So how motivated you are and how quickly do you fail to stick to the plan that you set out. So if your plan is not working, you got to adjust it. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Take care. And don't forget tomorrow, it'll be 8 o'clock or 9 p.m. tomorrow, that broadcast tomorrow, Facebook Live. And then I'm going to try to do this every Saturday around 8 o'clock. We're going to do that next week as well. Okay? Thank you so much, folks. Bye.